Hello, my friend. You asked me how one should respond when you are not on good terms with your parents. Of course, it depends a lot on what age you are and what circumstances are. If you're still living at home and you have no other option but to live at home, then clearly you need to find a way to make it work. And that will mean putting water in your wine, because as long as you rely on your parents to support you, you're not quite in a position to have an equal relationship, and you have to be careful not to mess up the whole relationship by being too bold in your expectation that your wishes can be done. If you want to be independent of your parents, you have to live separately from them and earn your own keep. Now, once that is the case, you're in a different situation. So you're now autonomous and you have a relationship to your parents, but it's not good. Why is it not good? Well, there are many different situations. You can either not be on good terms with your parents because they're fighting all the time and you really hate the atmosphere, in which case that's really their problem to resolve and you need to stay out of that conflict. But it could also be because your parents have not really been there for you as you were a kid. They have neglected you, or they have not really listened to you, or not really been there for you when you needed them. Well, that probably means that you're pretty sure of yourself and you're a pretty confident person, because you have had to make your own running and you have had to figure things out on your own. On the whole, my friend, that is not a bad thing. In this day and age, in our civilizations, children are more often overprotected and kept down and made dependent than they are pushed out towards independence early. So if you have been pushed out a little earlier, or you've had to find your own way, that will stand you in good stead in the rest of your life. Holding that against your parents for the rest of your life is just going to be an obstacle for you. So this is something you want to come to terms with as soon as possible and start to see, how that really is a gift. Although they didn't intend it like that, it's a gift to you that you've had to make your own way and build your own character to a large extent. So make the most of that. If the opposite is true, and they have been oppressive or they have been abusive with you, then it's much more complicated, because you may be in pain and you may not know how to deal with it. Now, unless you have a very good partner, which is a little unlikely if your parents have really messed you about, but if you do have a good partner, again, you're very fortunate. You need to talk with them about these problems with your parents lots until you feel they're resolved enough for you to rebuild a relationship with your parents, or to decide to put some distance there until you can do that. If you don't have a good partner and you don't have a good friend you can talk about these things with, you definitely need to see a therapist or a counselor, because this is stuff you've got to sort out. Otherwise, it's going to stop you in your tracks, whatever you do. So, if you feel your relationship to your parents has been messed up by them treating you in a very bad way, and that you feel that this is something you carry with you and stops you relating to people in a trusting manner, get some therapy. There's no two ways around it. That is the best way of sorting it out. Writing it down is a good start, but you'll never be able to really look at the issues in the round, you will probably be stuck in a one way of looking at it, and you will be blind to a lot of the consequences of what has happened to you. And having somebody else's perspective on it, when you don't have that perspective, is vital. So that's what you need to do. But if it's just a relationship problem now with your parents, then my friend, grow up, mature, stop expecting them to be the wiser party and the ones that are going to solve the problem, and make yourself strong enough and insightful enough to be the wiser party and to show your parents a better way of relating, rather than staying with a vengeful attitude or with your disappointment and your resentment, because those things are immature. You can grow out of them, and it will be much better for you when you do. If that's not possible, then go see a therapist. If you need somebody to support you and listen to your resentments, your pain, your fears, all of those feelings, yes, you need a good therapist. I hope you find a good one, because it'll make a big difference.